Welcome everyone to the Collab.Land Co-op Town Hall. And this is our 19th edition. Isn't that crazy? I remember when we were changing the POAP designs and we started doing that on Town Hall number 10. So I can't believe it's been almost 10 more Town Halls since then. It seems like last week or something. But anyways, we are joined today on the Collab.Land side by Angeli and James Young, both TAO officers for the Collab.Land Co-op, as well as co-founders of Abridge.io, the creator of Collab.Land. The mission of Collab.Land is to create and enable community tools that encourage pro-social activity, as well as enabling collaboration and positive community interactions. James and Angeli have been strong champions of this mission, and it's great to have them here. Welcome both.
Thank you, GM. I just wrote in the chat, maybe it's time to change our POAP again. Already another 10 events.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Can do. I also have a very cute design for next week. Can't wait to show you. But anyways, additionally, we have I Speak Nerd and Candy joining the panel today. Both of them are amazing Collab.Land Comms team members focused on security, community, marketing, and magic. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, Chibi. Always excited to be here with you all.
Thank you so much. I'm super glad to be here. Happy to be talking Collab.Land and everything else we're going to be talking about.
And there's a lot to talk about this week. So let's get to it. Oh, but before we get started, just a couple of points to note before we start with the conversation. We were already talking about POAPs. We have a POAP for today's town hall. It will be distributed during the call, and we'll be using the POAP mini app to distribute this POAP. So we'll get to it and give you instructions on how to claim today's POAP during the call. Having said that, let's start with the conversation. Again, we have a lot of things to talk about, so let's dive into it. And first, I want to bring up our bot updates. You may have noticed that we did not have our town hall last week because of the holidays in the US. So this is 2 weeks worth of news and things that have been happening in the Collab.Land ecosystem. So yeah, let's get started. Angeli and James, would you guys like to talk about our bot updates? What's been happening at Collab.Land?
Sure. Well, the first one happened at the end of June. And again, like Chibi mentioned, we missed our town hall last week because we were on 4th of July holiday. And so half of our team was out enjoying 4th of July. Here in Denver, we had a thunderstorm, so it wasn't that great. However, so a couple of things that happened. This happened at the end of June, so it feels far away, but it really wasn't for us. Wallet Connect 1.0 support ended. For those of you that have been following Wallet Connect, many of our wallets and people that connect with Collab.Land, members who connect with Collab.Land use Wallet Connect. So this was a big update. Wallet Connect 1.0 support ended because Wallet Connect themselves ended support for 1.0. And now everybody, excuse me, have moved to Wallet Connect 2.0. So if your wallet is not supported by Wallet Connect 2.0, oh, you can barely hear me. Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah, that's their audio.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can hear you well.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry about that. But if you need help, yeah, maybe we can help in the chat a little bit. Anyway, Wallet Connect 2.0 is only supported if your wallet is not fully upgraded to Wallet Connect 2.0. You're going to be tempted to send support a ticket. You can, you're allowed, but I will tell you, all we're going to tell you back is tell your wallet provider directly to update to Wallet Connect 2.0. So that's it for well, there's something else, and I'll bring it up later. But yeah, that is the main issue. Is that in terms of the bot itself, that's something that members are going to start noticing right away, which is if your wallet's not upgraded, then it's not going to work with Collab.Land. So just be aware of that.
Duly noted. Thanks, Angeli. We also have some updates when it comes to migrating from key channels. So, James, can you tell us a little bit about those updates?
Yes, I'm happy to. And we are moving from off-chain tipping to on-chain transactions. So this migration that we announced is changing a bit. So just to give a bit of a technical background, we've been supporting tipping, off-chain tipping with K channels. However, K channels will no longer be supported after July 31st. They are sunsetting their service. And I really think that this is a signal in terms of where the entire ecosystem is moving to. So just want to let everyone know that we're sunsetting K channels. And one note here is and this is a change, so I just want to announce this to everyone, that we are no longer going to be migrating to EtherSpot. We're going to be embracing account abstraction. What this means, if you have an open channel with K channels, you'll be able to withdraw now, and after K channel sunsets, you will continue to be able to withdraw because K channel is going to be putting all assets on chain. So being able to withdraw your assets at any time, there will be zero downtime, zero hiccup, zero disruption at all. So you can be rest assured that for all the assets that you have in a K channel, you'll be able to withdraw now on July 31st and after moving forward for as long as the Ethereum blockchain on mainnet or wherever your chain your asset is on remains up. So everything's going to be moving from this off-chain channels into a smart contract, and you can withdraw from that smart contract whenever you like. With that, we are going to be ushering in a new phase of smart transactions. And this, again, is moving into what's technically known as EIP 4337. And here at Collab.Land, we are really moving fast and getting a lot of positive signal in terms of working with different infrastructure providers to make this happen. So we're going to be moving toward these sponsored transactions, and we'll provide a bit more detail in that. And there's a lot to unpack there. I won't go into all the details here, but we'll be sending a message to all communities that are currently using tipping through the Collab config channel starting tomorrow, July 12th. And we'll also be sending messages to everyone using the ephemeral messages. So if you're tipping, you'll see an extra message, just a note there that we're sunsetting K channels on July 31st. And one thing that we are really excited about, and this is why we are actually moving to this account abstraction, is that one of the considerations is that we'll be able to use Collab token as gas payment. So I won't go into all the details in terms of what this will become in terms of migrating away from K channels as K channel sunsets and moving on to a new solution. We are not going to be integrating EtherSpot because we want to move forward with our account abstraction initiative. And stay tuned for more details with regards to that. You will, as a community admin, you'll be able to see a notice if you have tipping in your community in the Collab.Land config channel, and everyone that is doing tipping will get a private ephemeral message when you tip, just a reminder that K channels is going to be sunsetting July 31st. you can withdraw your funds now or on the 31st or after the 31st. Same kind of withdrawal process. So nothing changes on that. And we're super excited, and hopefully very, very soon we'll be able to add in more color and description with regards to our account abstraction, sponsored transactions, and it'll provide more detail there. But that's it.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait for the details. There's some questions in the chat already, but they're being answered by Angeli, so thank you for that. And there's one more bot update that we would like to share with our community today. So Angeli, would you like to take it over?
Yes, absolutely. I just put some cereal in my mouth. So give me 1 second.
Please take your time.
Okay. Well, as you know, when you have so many moving parts, like with something like Collab.Land, when you make an upgrade to one part of the system, it might expose or affect other parts of the system. So on July 2nd, we made an upgrade to ERC20 roles. Any token granted roles, any token gated access that was using ERC20s got a more improved experience. However, when we did that, and it had something to do with, now I can't remember the name of it, but it was the decimal. James, I don't know if you can add a little color to that, but the 18 decimals, and we made that a little bit more specific. Again, I'm not a developer, so it's harder for me to remember how to explain it, but maybe we can put the article in the chat, Chibi.
The issue was the decimals were defaulting instead originally to 0, which was kind of a bug. And it was moved to the decimal of 18, which is typical and standard default for ERC20 tokens.
Right. So when we did that, which is make the decimal default to 18, which is what ERC20 tokens are, then every community that had used ERC20 incorrectly to make their rules, instead of using ERC 721 or ERC 1155, they had actually incorrectly used ERC20, and so those rules broke. So we put out a message to have admins correct their TGRs, correct them, so that way they're no longer ERC 721 or 1155, but please fix them. But also on our back end, our CTO, Raymond Fang, fixed it. So now anybody who doesn't make that change, we will accommodate those misconfigured roles as well. But that happened on July 2nd, where people were starting to lose their roles, and it just became an issue because we weren't initially sure why that was happening, and then quickly discovered it was because of misconfigurations that are resolved. So if you lost your roles around July 2nd, and I know this feels like, why are we talking about it on July 11th? That's only because we didn't have a town hall on the 4th, so I'm sorry. But if a community that you're in is still having trouble, let us know, send a ticket. But again, your admin can go in and configure the role correctly. So definitely make sure that everyone's doing it correctly. And if not, it should still work, and they can send a ticket to support if they're still having an issue. But again, this is a issue that came up on July 2nd that has been so far resolved.
Amazing. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I haven't seen anyone else having this issue, but it's worth mentioning just in case, so that people are aware about what they can do to fix this issue. We should no longer be an issue. But again, thank you guys so much for these spot updates. Always very interesting, and it's exciting to be up to date with what's going on with Collab.Land. And with all of this information, let's talk now about the Collab.Land co-op and the latest updates, because we're very, very close to being ready to start with our governance, which is super exciting. But yeah, let's update the community. What's some of the latest updates? What's the current status of the Collab.Land co-op? And maybe James, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, super excited. Thank you, Chibi. We are just getting all of the peoples that have these token locks. So the team and the core team and investors, we're all on a 4-year lockup, but we have made it so that even though we have these locked tokens for the team and investors, you can still use them to vote. With that innovation, there is this approval process so that the recipient of these tokens have to approve of the transfer law. So that is all up and running, and just got to get the word out and coordinate with the team and investors. So we are doing that, and once that's the last thing that we need to do, and we're going to get all these proposals flying through, and there's so much that we want to kickstart here, starting with our mission, vision, values. Nerd has been doing an amazing job there, helping push things forward while we get this token lock approval going and coordinated. So we're super close there. And yeah, we should be getting that up and running in proposals like any minute now. It's just really getting people to click a button to approve of a transfer lock, and then we are set to go. So final steps, very close. And I'll kick it off to Nerd.
Yes, yes. Very, very close. If you are an engaged member of the community, like I know I see a couple people on this call, like I know Kbash, Iotunde, Oops, Farmagata, Owl Planet, people who keep coming around. Welcome back. If you are an engaged member and would like to apply as a delegate for the Collab.Land co-op, here's what you need to do. And I will post this in the chat as well. Yep. You're going to want to go to gov.collab.land. That is our governance forum. That is where all the proposals are going to get posted. That's where threaded discussions happen on various topics. And that's where you're going to want to go in order to raise your hand as a delegate. And again, dropping this in the chat right now so that you all can do this if you would like. But you're going to go create your account at gov.collab.land. Let's get rid of these previews. That's taking up too much space. Create your account at gov.collab.land, then follow the instructions to create your delegate post at that link, the Season 0 DAO Governance Delegates link, where you can, and this is how you can get involved from day one of the co-op governance, because we're going to have all of our members are going to be going back through the Origami portal, delegating their collab, or delegating it either to themselves or to a delegate. And so, if you are interested in being involved in that governance and having that responsibility and helping steer the direction of the co-op as we continue to grow and expand and partner with outside groups, then go ahead and follow through on that process now. But this stuff is going live. We're in the final steps, everybody. We promise.
How many people do we have as delegates right now, Nerd? And how many people can we have as delegates? And can anybody participate in being a delegate? And can you maybe post a link? I don't know if you have already, but post a link to where people can join as delegates if they'd like to.
It is permissionless to become a delegate. There's nothing, we're not going to we're not, there's no real application process. This is just how you are going to make the rest of the world aware that you want to be a delegate. But I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or so people who've raised their hands as delegates so far for the co-op. If you want to be involved in that process, like I said, follow those links. That second one, gov.collab.land/t/season0 DAO governance delegates/25 is what's going to get you there.
Awesome. And there's you said completely permissionless. So really anybody could join right now, as long as they have some collab token and they have a DAO pass. Are those the only two requirements?
Pretty much. DAO Pass and I think hold 10 collab tokens, and someone who wants to be involved, who wants to be following the proposals that happen on the forum, wants to be keeping up with what's going on, wants to be having their voice heard and having an influence on the direction of how the DAO is going to grow, and how we're going to partner with other groups, and how we're going to create our proposal process, and vet proposals and decide on proposals and all that sort of stuff.
That sounds amazing. And also, I'm just remembering, Nerd, that we might want to bring up the Thursday event with Andre and Deep Work.
Yeah, that's not specifically to governance delegates, but yeah, on Thursday, which I don't remember if it's not in the Discord events yet. Oops, that's on me. But
Actually, I'm not
this
sure if it's Thursday or Friday. Do you remember? I mean, I think, well, let's put it in the chat when we get the date. But we are having an event with Deep Work. It's actually, and I mean, I'm just going to interrupt here really quickly, Nerd. I'm so sorry. We do a brain shot or like a workshop brain dump. I don't know what you would call it, Nerd. Kind of working in public. And what we talked about last week was inviting community members who were interested. And so when you mentioned like engaged member, I'm like, ooh, this would kind of be a good opportunity to bring that up. So
Yeah,
let's put
it's gonna be a 90-minute time slot where we're going to be surfacing the stuff, a lot of the kind of internals of how the team is interfacing with the DAO, and things that are in process and things that need doing. So if you're wanting to be involved, not necessarily as a governance delegate, but you want to be more involved at like, operations, or you only want to be involved with like social media stuff, or any of that sort of stuff, we're going to be having that meet this Friday at noon Pacific. That's Friday the 14th at noon Pacific.
yeah,
And
let's do
I don't have a link that I can share right now.
okay.
Because it's just a Zoom link. I don't have an event link, but I will post one after I create it right meow.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry about bringing that up in real time. It's just when you were talking about it, I remembered that we would, that this is an opportunity to invite people to that. Yeah, so if you're interested in talking about DAOs and the way DAOs work, and maybe some opportunities available to participate in the Collab.Land DAO, this would be a great place to join and kind of talk to other people about DAOs. I will say Andre from Deep Work is quite incredible, and just really a deep thinker when it comes to DAOs. And so if anyone's interested, I would highly recommend joining the event on Friday. And Nerd will pop in the information right meow, as he said.
Love that expression. And really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really great. We've been working with Deep Work now for, I don't know, a few months. And we've just really learned a lot going through the process of what we do and how we do it, and who's involved and who'd like to be involved, and what are the different work streams. And he had the idea last week. I actually don't remember if it was Nerd who had the idea or Andre about incorporating our community, and anyone that's interested in being part of this like foundational working group to be able to join and make it a public Zoom. And I think it was just a great idea. So I wanted to bring it back up.
Yeah, that sounds great. I would love to be there. Yeah. Please let us know about the details and how to join in case that anyone is interested in the audience. But awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And with that, we have one more topic regarding the Collab.Land Co-op, and that's our discussing in public event that we had yesterday, actually, the Collab.Land leveling meta, which I must say that I enjoyed a lot, and it was very interesting to discuss about this with the community. But I'll let Nerd take it over and share a quick recap with you guys about this event and how it turned out. So, Nerd, whenever you're ready.
Making Zoom events, trying to do this stuff in the
Oh my
background.
gosh.
Apologies, everybody. But Yeah, the leveling meta was a conversation we had live in the server yesterday. I know Farmagata was at that one, and I think Iotunde and K-Bash were at that one. I know Joy to the World definitely was. So super, super cool to be able to talk about that sort of stuff, about how we want to create a kind of a gamified system for people to level up in the server and in the community as a whole in order to make status more explicit, making sure we want to tie that status to kind of proof of contribution to the Collab.Land project, to the Collab.Land DAO. And so, as part of that, we want to create community names for levels to help align our community identity. And so that discussion was a live discussion we had with, I think it was like 15 people or so that showed up yesterday to that. And then we have an asynchronous discussion happening on the governance forums. Those same governance forums that we just posted earlier today. Thanks, Chibi. I just saw that in the chat for sure. And we'll be posting the recording for that, which I believe, yes, just got posted. Thank you very much, Chibi. Appreciate that. And I'll drop a link to that as well. So we have
Perfect
the
timing.
ballin. So we have the recording here. And let's put some bullet points on this, make it nice and pretty. Let's do some formatting because we're super pros like that. Dude. Put that on the next level down, delete those, move it up, delete that, and boom. Hey, formatting. It's amazing. So that live recording is there. You can listen to it, listen to kind of the opinions, but the Collab.Land team came up with this theme ourselves, but we didn't want to influence the community. And so we brought this discussion before the community yesterday, and the community came up with the same idea that we'd come up with, using robots as our theme, and tying our levels to that people can level up in, going from automaton to droid to mecha, and different ways that we might differentiate that, and how we might tie token holdings, if we want to tie token holdings to that, yes or no. We heard things from both sides of that argument. We heard from people who've been part of other communities in the past that have done stuff like this. It was a really, really interesting discussion. I'm glad we were able to have that, and people were able to participate. So check that out if you want to have again, if you want to participate in this stuff, if that's something that's interesting to you. You're like, theming, heck yeah, I love themes, I love games, I love helping these communities differentiate from each other. Then head on over to that governance forum and drop an opinion, drop your thoughts as a post, as a reply on that topic. Check it out, y'all.
Thanks so much. I have yet to do that, but I must say that I'm
Shame.
super excited.
Shame.
God. It's a busy life, but I'll find time, I promise. But I'm really, really excited about this, and I think it's gonna be really cute when we come up with the teams and all of the roles and colors and everything. And there's some very good ideas, so I'm just really looking forward to this. And I'll get to it, I promise. But everyone else listening, if you want to add your thoughts again, please do so. We really, really appreciate and value your opinion and any ideas that you may have. So yes, please go for it. And if you can, listen to the recording, because there's a lot of interesting points in there as well. So thank you, Nerd. This was a fantastic event. So yeah, thanks for hosting it. And great. I think this was all for the Collab.Land Co-op updates and what's been going on. It's happening very soon. Governance is starting very soon. Very, very soon. So stay tuned to our announcements. We will let you guys know about any updates as soon as they happen. But with this, we are ready, I believe, to talk about product updates now. And there's also a lot to share in here, so let's get to it. And I would like to start with our dev portal, which is live right now, but I'll let Anjali take over and talk about this.
Yes, Dev Portal is live. I'm going to put the link in real time in the chat. Dev portal is live. Just a little bit of background. I hope I put that link right. It's not hyperlinking, Chibi. I don't know. I just stuck it in the chat. Maybe we have to put the HTTPS above it. I'm not sure. Anyway, we started off, so we support the admin persona and the member persona, but for those of you that don't know, Abridge started off as no-code tooling for devs. And so this dev persona has been an important part of our roadmap in terms of how to incorporate the dev persona and start working more with devs from the beginning of the company has been important. However, with 2021 and 2022, the rise and rush of crypto communities, which was amazing and continues to be amazing. A lot of our resources within our company went toward those two personas, which is member and admin. Well, in March of 2023, we launched the marketplace, the Mini-App Marketplace. The Mini-App Marketplace is a place where developers who are building apps, services for crypto communities are going to be able to have a distribution platform. So that is the Mini-App Marketplace. And now the second version of that is the Dev Portal. In the Dev Portal, you will be able to submit your Mini-App Market or Mini-App idea for the marketplace. Also, you will be able to pay for API access. Now we have a free tier for API access, Collab.Land APIs, which were never available before, legally available. There were some people that were using it way back when, previous to October 2021, before we closed it all down. But since October of 2021 until now, Collab.Land APIs have not been available. Now they are available. There is a free version, so you can start playing with it and start seeing how it works with the application or the website or whatever you're creating, the bot. That you're creating, you'll be able to use the Collab.Land APIs. And then also there is a paid version. So the minute you use the free version, if you get some product market fit, or if people start using it aggressively, you're really not going to be able to stay in the free version. You're going to have to move into the paid version, which is important and exciting for any company that wants to sustain itself and wants to be here for the long haul. Revenue generating products that are important. So we're going to be having the free version and the paid version. And if you're more advanced and you're a large company, you have a lot of custom integrations that you need to do. You need the core team to be involved with them. Then you're going to want to have the enterprise plan. One of the exciting things about the API access is that you pay for it with Collab token. So there is this movement toward Collab token. Of course, we're using Collab.Land token for governance, which is its use case here when we talk about the Colorado Co-op. However, including Collab token into our ecosystem and finding ways to use Collab.Land or Collab token within the ecosystem is extremely important to us. And this is one of the ways that you can do it. This is the first way that you can do it. Second, I know James talked a little bit about on-chain transactions in the future, and we're also going to be investigating using Collab token to pay for gas that way. But yeah, that's what's happening. So if you want to check it out, it is devportal.collab.land. And then let's see, there's also a newsletter sign up. So why don't we put that in the chat? If you're a developer and you want to get pinged whenever Kenny puts any kind of information out, for developers, if you're in the developer camp and you want to get the latest updates for developers straight from Kenny, our DevRel manager, then sign up for that dev newsletter. I think that's about it for Dev Portal. Yeah, any questions? Candy, I know we wanted to say something else about the Dev Portal. I can't remember right now.
We're just really excited about the Dev Portal, and we would like everybody to click it and take a look at it. Give us your feedback, even if you're not a dev. It's really important to make sure that we are building products that are welcoming. So that way, if, say, in the future, you're like, let me maybe look into building things, it feels like a space where you would want to go. Share it with your dev friends, share it with everybody. Like, it's really helpful for us to have, not just the support of the community, but people actively, engaging with the product, so that way we know if it's actually working. I think that's
Can
all
I add something to that as well?
Of course.
Yes, Dev Portal is a big deal. So yes, please feel free.
Yeah, Dev Portal is a huge deal. And prior to Collab.Land with the Bridge SDK, we were no code dev tooling. So this is many years in the making and coming full circle. And as Candy was mentioning, even if you're not a developer, please check it out. And what we'll be doing as we evolve and iterate the dev portal is we want to redefine what it means to be a developer. We want to lower the barrier. So being inclusive not only means that we want to embrace community members, but we want to make sure that those that want functionality and features but are not a developer or programmer can still contribute mini apps. So we have in the plans the ability to get our no code tool, take it off the shelf. We've shelved it for a couple of years, and we're going to iterate on this in the dev portal so that anyone that has a great idea but does not know how to program in Solidity or a specific language could actually use their no-code tools. So it's going to take some time to get us integrated, the no-code dev tools that we have, and put them into the dev portal, but please take a look. And just super excited about this, because this is just going to open the door for not only members, but for community admins and developers to be able to get their mini apps in front of these token native communities. So I just want to add that. I'm just so excited.
Well, and also I just want to point out that Collab.Land APIs are something that have been requested over and over the last few years. And so again, these are not products that we're building on our own and deciding like this is what we're doing. They really do come from our communities themselves. And I know I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I'm still on the support team. I was leading the support team for a year and a half. And this question about when is Collab.Land opening up its APIs has come up so many times. And so we're just very happy to be in a position where we are now able to serve the audience of developers out there that want to use Collab.Land APIs. And how would you use Collab.Land APIs? If you are creating a website and you want people to not have to connect their wallet again. You want to be able to use their role in Discord. You want them to be able to use the community that they're in Discord. In order to, the information that we have, the data and member information we have, if you want to be able to utilize it. Now, again, you cannot utilize it without the explicit consent of the member. But an example would be going to a new website, and I would get a consent form that says, I click through and allow my information to be shared with that third party. So again, Collab.Land is not sharing information without your explicit consent. And even these APIs require your explicit consent in order to pass your information on. However, you may not want to sign in again somewhere else. You may be a part of a community that is now having a separate web app or having a separate web page or having a mobile app, and you want to be able to just move there seamlessly. Now you can with Collab.Land. So we're very excited for this, for our communities, to be able to have this kind of flexibility and portability, and also for encouraging developers to use this information so that they can support the communities that are already using Collab.Land.
And it brings up an interesting primitive, I think, that we are investigating and researching. So as Anjali was saying, you can take your Discord community and then bring them over to a website. Now, what if you imagine, as Collab.Land supports more and more platforms, if you're a creator and you have a tokenized community, with Collab.Land, that community is yours and not the platform's, based off of shared assets. So you can imagine a future where you can move from one platform to another. So, there's a lot of, I guess, eyeballs right now when it comes to Twitter and now Threads. And then when the Vision Pro comes out, there's going to be AR, VR, social networks, and who knows what's going to happen, in the future. And every single time these creators, struggle with building up an audience and a community and then having to start or reset all over again. What we are hoping to do is empower these influencers, creators that have these communities to be able to have them be able to be portable. And if we can get enough momentum with Collab.Land and future platforms know that this is a thing, what we can do is shift the balance from the platform providers to those that are in the communities. This is the type of empowerment that we really want to encourage. And it all stems from a shared asset on whatever chain you're on. And I think this paves the way, what we're doing with the API access as well, for that future unlock to happen. And so super excited about the dev portal when it comes to mini apps and with the API side. I just want to just very, very excited.
And also one more thing to add to that is that these Collab.Land APIs, API as a product, is the very first Collab.Land revenue generating initiative. So as a team moving into sustainability and choosing not to monetize user data through advertising, which is the main way companies remain sustainable when they have a free product. When you do not have when you choose not to do that, then you have to find other ways. And we're just really excited to be able to provide more services to people that would not be affordable for us to do without generating revenue. So really this generating revenue and starting to have products that are now monetized is really an opportunity for us to continue to serve that was prohibited before because of financial reasons. So being able to say, look, if you're interested in this and you want to support this, then we're here for you and we will provide the service for you is just really exciting for us. So yeah, it's our very first revenue generating product. And I think that deserves a little cheer. Yay!
For sure. Let's give it a clap, 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 clap. Clap, clap, clap. Also one soundboard with nerd sounds. I need those. We'll work on that.
Oh, you found them?
I have some recordings. I just need to put something together. But thank you guys so much. And really, really exciting news, the dev portal. So again, everyone, please give it a try and share your thoughts. We, again, really, really appreciate your feedback and any comments, even if it's like, looks good. Good job, guys. Anything. We really appreciate those. So please, please give it a try and let us know. And I'm just looking at the time right now, and we don't have a lot of time left, but we do have some more things that we want to share with you guys. So let's get to those real quick. There's some more product updates that we want to mention. So let's get to them. Angeli and James, if you can tell us about this.
Yes, I'm going to be super duper quick. Probot is coming. So like I mentioned, Collab.Land APIs as a product is our very first revenue generating product. You can pay with Collab token, again, incorporating Collab token into our ecosystem and using it for services within the ecosystem is super duper important. The Collab token is not only for governance, but it's also for use within our system. Okay, so that's one that's happening with the Collab.Land APIs as a product. Now, the next product that's going to be coming out is the Probot. Again, we have a free service that will remain free. However, we're also going to have a pro service and we're going to have an enterprise service. And so if you want some additional services from Collab.Land that cost us money that would be impossible to externalize to all 50,000 communities, but you're like, look, I use Collab.Land. I have a community that is highly dependent on it. We want to be able to have background checks on demand. We want to be able to have a rolled up version of role composition. We want to have the guest pass included into our server automatically. And we want to have Twitter auth. We want to be able to use Twitter and maybe Threads, James. I'm going to make a plug for Threads right now, but I know we're starting off with Twitter, but maybe Twitter first, then maybe we can move into Threads for followers or for who you're following, or maybe how long your account has been going on. Any of the account information that is available on Twitter, being able to use that for token gating. Yes. So I'm glad you said yes to Threads, because I know we've been talking about Threads lately, and there's a lot of interest in Threads right now, as even over Blue Sky, right? And some of the other ones as well. Threads has really taken off. And so we want to meet our communities where they're at. So I'm going to make a plug for that. But anyway, so having this Twitter being able to verify using Twitter, having the guest pass, having the role composition lumped in, and then also having background checks on demand. Background check on demand is not something we can afford to do for everybody. It is a very data intensive process and costs hundreds of dollars per community. And so we are going to be adding background checks on demand onto the ProBot feature. You may not need it, but if you want it and you're like, have ever wished, I wish Collab.Land was faster and had more frequent background check, then this would be the plan for you. And also analytics. We're going to be adding some analytics as well. Yes, absolutely. Not a Threads fan. Meta is collecting all the information. That is all true. You wouldn't have to use it. It would be for people who want to use it. Yeah, it's absolutely true about Meta. However, Meta is getting onboarding a brand new type of person into text-based communication, which is through Instagram. So yes, absolutely, there's pros and cons to using Twitter, which also is monetizing user information, but there's also back and forth in using Threads versus Twitter. You can look it up yourself. These would be optional, but that would be a part of the integration as well. So yeah, ProBot is coming. That's going to be our second revenue generating product. You'll be able to use Collab token to pay, and it's coming up within the next month. So that's that for Pro Plan.
Awesome.
I did that fast. I did that as quickly as I could, Chibi.
Thank you. And I'll go real quick into other features, but real quick about Threads is that, yes, very true. What I was talking about before with API access, if we actually have communities on Threads and they're vocal enough and they have the ability because they can move their communities off of Threads onto other platforms, this could and can be this tidal wave, seismic shift here, where the inflection point when it comes to policies, because the platforms currently have capture when it comes to the audience and user base, but with tokenized communities, they don't. So maybe there's this opportunity here with tokenized communities as a movement. This is, hopefully something that we as Collab.Land can spark, but it's more than, and it's bigger than just Collab.Land. We can shift the tides when it comes to who can dictate policy, because if a platform does not agree to overall community sentiment, then these communities will go elsewhere. So it doesn't exist now, but this is the opportunity. And I think incorporating as many platforms as especially emergent ones with large user bases, as we welcome mainstream adoption, I think is going to be something that we need to thread the needle on and execute well. So that's just a little quip there when it comes to platforms and how we think about integration and the future in terms of where we believe tokenized communities, because we believe all digital communities will have a token. That's kind of a foregone conclusion. And that brings me to the point of new features to come, which is account abstraction and what that means. So we have a bunch of users or members that don't have a wallet connected, but are in these tokenized communities, just in the non-gated channels, like in the general channel. And what we're going to do is deploy DIDs, decentralized identifiers, to them so that they can properly claim a wallet, an account. We're not calling it a wallet because those that are native to crypto understand wallets as private and public key pairs. What we're doing, along with the rest of the ecosystem, specifically Ethereum, is moving toward account abstraction, smart accounts, so that if you lose your keys, you don't necessarily lose all your funds. And we're super excited by that. And that's going to unlock this whole new group of users that are crypto curious. And so we're going to drop this into the Collab.Land Discord server as soon as we can. We are diligently working on making sure that it's production hardened. It's going to extend the functionality of the GM pass, which if you're using Kudos right now in the Collab.Land Discord server, you have a GM Pass, which is your digital identifier. We're going to connect that to a smart account. It's coming very soon. There are other initiatives. There's a login with Collab.Land where you can use your Web2 identifier and map that if you want. Like Anjali was mentioning, we do not share wallet addresses or anything. So with this login with Collab.Land, it's all private unless you as a member want to disclose it, but we're going to be able to tie in when members decide to selectively disclose this information, your Web2 identities that you've been building up over the years to your Web3 decentralized identifier. So this is going to be rolled out. We're going to first roll out the GM Pass to everyone in a Collab.Land managed Discord server, and that sets us up for proper smart accounts. And this is moving and evolving very quickly. Super excited, and we're getting a lot of interest from infrastructure providers. This will allow us to do sponsored transactions, and this is part of the reason why we are not moving forward with EtherSpot, but embracing fully account abstraction. And it's going to be huge, and it's going to be this next unlock here, and super excited by it. And more details to come, and we're going to be dropping all of this from a feature perspective in the Collab.Land Discord server first. So everyone in this Discord server, you'll be able to interact, and you'll get first look at all of this. So stay tuned.
So exciting. I also wanted to give a reminder to people that you can give kudos to each other. I'm a fan of kudos, and it makes me very happy whenever I receive one. So whenever you're at an event or want to thank someone for doing something or for sharing anything interesting or anything, if you saw a meme and you liked it or something, you can send kudos to this person. These are verifiable credentials, and it's very easy. You just need to use the kudos give command here in the Discord. I'll share it in the chat because it's easier. You can click this command kudos give and just fill out the little pop-outs that will appear and send your kudos. You can do it in the state chat or any other chat, and yeah, give it a try. Also, let us know what you think about it. Yeah, these were all of our product updates. Thank you so much, Anjali and James, for sharing all of these exciting details with us today. And again, taking a look at the time right now, we're almost at the end of the hour, so I think this is a good time to distribute our POAP. It is time now. I think it was a Yotande who was asking for the POAP earlier. So yeah, the time is now. So for everyone listening, if you would like to claim your POAP for today's town hall, all you need to do is to use the POAP mini app. Again, you can do this in the state chat or in the general chat. It should work in any of those. And the command is /POAP claim. It will ask you for a claim phrase, and that would be robots. Just that single word in all lowercase, no spaces or anything. Robots, ROBOTS, in plural. And this is inspired by the event yesterday, the one for the teams, and I'm just very excited about it. So I chose this word as a way to commemorate it. Again, it is robots, the claim phrase to claim the POAP. Please let me know if it's working in the chat. Once that you hit send after typing the secret phrase, it will give you a code to claim your POAP. Amazing, I'm claiming mine too. But yeah, having said this, and I will, please let me know if you need me to repeat the secret phrase. If you didn't get it, we can do that later on. But we do have some more topics to discuss. And I know that we're at the end of the hour, but if you guys can stay and would like to stay, we really appreciate that and appreciate you. If you have to go, that's okay too. But moving on to our next category, that would be crypto news. And there's some very interesting things happening in the crypto space. So I will hand it over to Candy to talk about some crypto breaking news.
Absolutely. And so for crypto breaking news this week, we have fun links from cryptopotato.com. So I find this specific source to be hilarious simply because of the name. And so the first one is, obviously, we were talking about Threads earlier. Like, Threads is a thing. It has come, as Nerd warned us, using Threads gives Meta access to, well, all your stuff on your phone. In my case, I feel like all my stuff is public anyway, so I've accepted that risk, and everybody can have my weird pictures and crypto thoughts. But the interesting thing about this, right, is that Threads in 4 days has hit 100 million users, and that's huge. Instagram had actually done this really neat thing where when you joined Threads, it gave you a link temporarily, a little tag that showed your Threads number, so the order in which you joined. And I saw on Twitter when it first launched, it was trending of like, oh, who got a sub-million ID? And I did, just barely. But now at this point, the user count is so high that my Instagram, my secondary Instagram account doesn't even have the number listed. It's huge. So that's a very interesting and fun thing, but I saw people were like gamifying the join rate. And, that's an interesting way to get, our crypto degen friends into something new, is gamify the order in which they join. But there's been some beef as well on Twitter and from Twitter for Threads because it does look and function very similarly. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out as it as time goes on. But that was the first interesting bit. Secondly, we've seen more exploits happening. In this case, it was Arcadia Finance, so $455,000 exploit, which was, unfortunate, but we've also seen a lot of individuals being kind of exploited as well, or phish, social engineered. SIM swaps have been really a hot topic on Twitter recently. So as we've talked about in previous sessions, be careful. Don't click sketchy links. Don't put your personal information out there. I say as I've given Meta all my information, but my point about personal information specifically is here's a link to the tweet that I made yesterday from Collab.Land. It's one thing to be sharing things on social media for fun and participation, but think about what you're sharing before you do it, because I saw one of these little memes that was like, hey, if you had the same amount of dollars that was in your bank account as your social security number, how much money would you have? And so people were potentially responding to this with their social security number and a dollar sign, right? And like, think about the risk that puts you at. So, pause for a minute. Or this was one that I saw on, Facebook a lot and sometimes Twitter, but it was like, what your porn star name would be the name of your first pet and the name of the street you first lived on when you were a kid. So, if you think about, those are usually frequently like use security questions for accounts. If you password reset, first pet, street name, like, don't be sharing this information, because while it seems fun and innocent and maybe does make for a good porn name, it really gives people a lot more information about you than perhaps you're thinking of, and they could be using it for nefarious sort of reasons. So be careful. And Oops in the chat is asking if anyone's talked about the Arkham docs to earn thing. And the part where their referral links were just the person's email but encoded, that was actually next on our topic list. So we had the link to a couple tweets, and Nerd, I don't know if you have more thoughts on this. It looks like this is one of those topics that you were excited about, but if you want to pipe in, like, please feel free to.
Yeah. Well, Oops basically called it out in chat, but yeah, the tweet that Candy just shared there is from Ryan Sean Adams. Basically, Arkham Intel is a program that they've launched for a while, but they started basically a rewards program yesterday, along with what's effectively a docs to earn intelligence thing. In other words, they're paying people to go online and de-anonymize other users using and correlating public information and blockchain wallet addresses and stuff. So like if you have an ENS that's on any of your social accounts, and if your social accounts have ever been doxxed, or if those emails have ever been leaked anywhere, there is someone out there who's getting paid in order to correlate that information and dox you. And this is scary as fuck, if you'll pardon my language. Um, I mean, it's good that like scammers might be getting doxxed here, but I don't think we're going to catch enough scammers in this versus like catching all of the normal people who are just getting their privacy completely stricken from them through this. It's not a good look. Plus the fact that like what Oops called out there is the second tweet that I mentioned there is a link from 0x Quit, who was talking about Kobe's post of basically these referral links that Arkham Intelligence is using, because you can give out a referral link to onboard, people to Arkham. So I can create an Arkham account and then get a referral link to add other people using my referral. But the actual like URL that people are clicking has your email embedded straight in it. No like hashing, no privacy attachment to it whatsoever. They just straight encoded the email into base 64, so it looks like a crazy string, but you can just decode it to the person's email like boop boop. And it is not a good look. But is it really surprising to us that a platform whose basic premise is ignoring people's right to privacy are we really surprised that they're going to ignore the privacy rights of their users when they go to create referral links? It's just shameful. It's just shameful. And is it the feds? I don't know. People have been shit posting about it's the feds doing this, which I mean, if it is, that's a great fucking psyop to just incentivize people to dox all of everybody in crypto. So I mean, if it is the feds doing this, G fucking G. But I don't know. It seems too intelligent to be the feds for that. Yeah, they said they are not the feds exactly. They told us they weren't, so it's 100% true. Because if they were
They
cops,
have
they'd
to
have to
tell
tell
you.
us. Exactly.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god. That's both funny and painful. Thank you,
Uh,
guys.
that
What's
is
up?
the only emoji that I have that properly conveys my level of laughing. Oh god. Yeah, exactly. No such agency. The U.S. government definitely doesn't have a long and storied history of violating privacy rights. No. Just nobody think back to 2011 and 2013 and the last 15 years. Nobody, just ignore all that. There's no man behind the curtain.
I see some
It's
people.
no bueno.
Yeah, thank you guys for sharing this. Man, there's a lot going on. Like, one does not even know how to react. But like, we'll see where all of this goes.
Yup.
Yeah. I see some members asking for the secret phrase again. So I'll share that real quick, just in case that you missed it before. If you would like to claim the POAP, the secret phrase is robots. Just one word, in plural, all lowercase, no spaces. Robots, that would be ROBOTS. BOTS, robots. That's the secret phrase to claim the POAP. Please let us know if it worked for you. And wow, with this crypto news, we are ready to talk about our last topics. There's a few more things that we want to discuss during the town hall today. I know that we're over the hour, but we'll go through this very quickly. And the next topic is our mochi game. So what are the latest updates, Nerd? I will call you again to talk about this.
Nerd, I summon thee! Basically. But yeah, we're at week 4 of our mochi game, the mochi meme to earn that we've been doing, and we've got a team of 4 teams rather of people who are creating all these ace robot memes, posting them on Twitter. It's really, really cool. The theme for this week is creating connections with community, but I'll drop the link here. This is basically the Twitter search that you can use to see all the memes, see all the mochi memes. I can type quickly. Boom. There's the link. You can see them all. But the featured meme for this week, the one that, this is just my personal pick. The one that I liked best from the last, couple of days. It's this one from Freo420. Frio. Bear markets are where the important work happens. 100 on that. Bad weather, great connecting. 100%. 100% on that. Bear markets, vibe markets.
Love it. And all of these AI generated images are the cutest. There's a huge gallery for this meme machine journey, and they're just so cute. And this is great inspiration for what we were talking about, the teams. So it's just I'm very excited about that again. But thank you, Nerd. Thank you so much for this quick update. And I would like to talk now about our top 100 communities. Very quickly, what are the latest updates regarding our top 100 communities? Distribution process. We are at the very end of this whole process. There's only 4 communities left that are completing the steps before receiving their full token allocation. They are in the very last step. They just need to confirm that they received a test of a 1 token transfer. And once that these 4 communities confirmed, then they will receive their full token allocation. Just to quickly mention, these communities are Battlefly DAO, YGGC, which they actually rebranded to W3GG. So that's them. We have NBA Top Shot and the Hundreds. Those are the 4 last communities to receive the token allocation to then distribute within their communities. And you can keep track of all of the statuses for our top 100 communities in the following spreadsheet that I will share in the chat in case that you would like to take a look at it to see if you're part of any of these communities or if you're interested in, reading their proposals. All of that information is in there. How many tokens they're receiving, the transaction hashes for the transfers, everything you can find in here. So let's send that in the chat. Communities tracker. There we go. So yeah, again, you can stay tuned to that. We are also reaching out to these top 100 communities to host events together. And so far, it's been very fun. We had Angle Protocol last week. You can listen to the recording. I'll send a link in the chat, but you can also find this recording in our recordings post here in the Discord for that one and all of our events. Twitter Spaces, and we also have some more scheduled. We actually have one on Thursday, our Collab.Land community Twitter Spaces, and we're having Ben Dow as our guests, also one of our top 100 communities. We also have HAPE on July 20th, which is next week, and we are coordinating with Zapper as well to have them on the 27th. So all of this is happening and it's very exciting. If you want to learn more about these communities, please attend to the Twitter Spaces. You can bring questions too. You are all welcome to join. But yeah, this is the latest updates when it comes to our top 100 communities. And lastly, is the very, very last topic to talk about during our town hall. I want to talk a little bit about our community and events. This is actually one of my favorite categories. So let's real quick give you guys some recaps of the events that have happened these last 2 weeks and what's coming up in the next couple of days. So starting with our trivia game night, which was very fun and it was very interesting to put together. It was based on our security threads written by our very own nerd. And yeah, it was 15 questions about safety. It was very fun. It was on Friday. We had 2 winners, which I will tag in the chat. Congratulations to our trivia winners. We had L Planet and Osiris 727. So congratulations, guys. And they will be receiving some Collab.Land merch and stickers. So thank you guys for joining and looking forward to hosting more of these. I think trivias are very fun. But yeah, so that happened last Friday. We also had some Twitter Spaces, not hosted by Collab.Land, but we participated in these Twitter Spaces. So I think we can quickly give some recaps about them, and we'll also share the links with you guys in case that you would like to listen to them. But let's start with last Friday as well. And we had Angeli join the Howl, and the topic was your trusted Web3 news download. So Angeli, would you like to tell us real quick what this Twitter Spaces was about? Maybe any highlights that you have from this event?
Sure. So last Friday, I participated, or on behalf of Collab.Land, for Twitter Spaces with the Howl. It was a Friday evening. It was definitely interesting. It was more of a hot takes, where they were going through all of the news that was happening in crypto that week, and then what our perspective is as Collab.Land, or at least my perspective, and as being a representative of Collab.Land. So definitely check it out. We have the link. I'm going to post it here. And this was about 1 hour. And it was really interesting because it was definitely different from our usual Twitter Spaces, where this one was related to like DeFi and some of the other issues that are going on. And oh gosh, is it allowing me to show the links? I put the link, but it said it was, there was a warning. But is it all right? Can everyone look at the link? I hope so.
I'll repost just in case all of these 3 that we're going to talk about. So I got this.
Wonderful, because if I do it, it won't work. Okay, cool. So that one was on Friday, and there were about 2,000 people in that audience. It was really, really cool, actually, to be able to share with this more DeFi financial side of crypto space and talk to them about community and what we do at Collab.Land. I thought that was really, really cool. Definitely opening up our circles in terms of like the people that are in that are listening and get to hear the Collab.Land message and what crypto community is about, and accessibility and inclusivity, and what our goals and values are. Like being able to share those with people outside of community is really interesting and exciting. Okay, so that's what happened first. That was on Friday. And then on Saturday, we participated in PurpleCon. So PurpleCon was put on by Mave and Pukecast. They are part of the Rug Radio network. Rug Radio is one of our communities that we feature in our Let's Form group documentary series. So let's form group.xyz. You can check it out there. One of the communities is Rug Radio. And that's how I learned about Mave and Pukecast. And they are huge Polygon maxis. And so we support Polygon as well. Actually, Polygon is the number 2 chain after ETH mainnet for Collab.Land communities. And so I was really happy when they asked us to participate. And that was a 1-hour space with Wallet Guard. You'll recognize some of these friends, old friends of ours, some of these names. Wallet Guard, Pocket Universe, and Joinfire. So we were talking about scams. We were talking about ways to stay safe. It was great. And really, it always comes back to the same thing, which is don't FOMO, and try to have like balance in your life with mental health. And make sure you're not the very first to do anything. Like it really comes down to that. A lot of these social engineerings and phishing scams that come up could be avoided if we all just took a little breath and checked, double checked, and triple checked, and maybe even asked around to our friends or in our community before we click on anything. So that was kind of the TLDR from that event. But if you want to check it out, please do. We talk about Revoke Cash. We talk about Delegate Cash. We talk about all the different security measures that you can take. A lot of them, what we decided and talked about is like, yes, you can have a ledger and you can have a complete cold storage. However, most people get frustrated with that and not wanting to jump through the hurdles and then end up connecting it to their hot wallet anyway. And then all the benefits of having a cold wallet disappear. So it's really that safety versus convenience keeps on popping its ugly head up. It's something that we're all dealing with all times. Okay, so that was on Saturday morning. Hopefully, Chibi, you can post the link to that. It was actually a really great event, really well produced. A couple of fun people, Maeve and Pukecast. They're really fun, great at engaging with the guests and with the audience, so definitely check it out. It was a 2-day 15-hour conference that happened all on Twitter Spaces. So really hats off to them. They did 15 hours a day. Can you imagine, with only 15-minute breaks between panels? So it was quite impressive feat. Okay, so that happened on Saturday. And then James and I did one yesterday with Galaxy. Galaxy, also one of our top 100 communities. And we may have them on one of our collab.community Twitter spaces in the future, but they invited us to go onto their Twitter space yesterday, and it was pretty fantastic. We talked about really a lot of the stuff that James gets cut off from talking about in town hall because we just don't have the time, but you can hear him go deep into some of these topics during that event. And then we also got to share, just how Collab.Land started and where we're going and where we're at. And I thought it was a really great conversation. So thank you, Chibi, for being in the audience for that conversation. That was awesome seeing you there. So definitely recommend checking it out. Again, Galaxy is a top 100. It actually might even be a top 10 community. I haven't checked the most recent data, but Galaxy is routinely at the very, very top of our top 100. So definitely check out Galaxy. And that's it for the events from last Friday, Saturday, and Monday. I mean, there are probably a couple of other ones from the last 2 weeks, but I'm just going to leave you with these. Thank you, Chibi.
Thank you so much. Now, let's talk a little bit. Oh, and also all of the links for the recordings are posted in the stage if you guys want to listen to any of these. I must say I love the Galaxy one. I listened to the whole thing and it was great. And shout out to you guys. I believe the host, I don't remember his name, he mentioned like your intros were the best intros he's ever heard in their Twitter spaces. And I can totally agree with that. You guys are great. But yeah, let's keep going. And now I want to talk about our DevRel Live, which we have tomorrow, hosted by our very own Director of DevRel, Kenny. Let's share a link to that event as well. Even if this is an event, it's a technical event for developers, but even then you're all invited. And I always say this, but Kenny does a great job at walking us through the topics and at explaining, and he's amazing. So I would love to have you guys join this event. Thank you, Nerd, for sharing Discord event in the chat. You're all welcome to join. That's tomorrow, Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, same time as our town hall and most of our other events. And next we have our Collab.community Twitter Spaces. And Candy, would you like to tell us a little bit about what they're going to be this week?
Twitter Spaces this week on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, the normal time, is going to include Ben Dow as our special guest, who is another one of our top 100 communities. It's very exciting because for Collab Community, we love to focus on, not just the greater crypto space, but specifically the communities and the humans who are here doing the things. So this is going to be a good one. We had, a lot of Chibi has been doing a lot of work reaching out to our top 100 communities to get them lined up, and I super appreciate that. And we've got a pretty solid lineup for the next couple weeks in terms of communities. So very excited to start with Ben Dow this week and continue moving forward. Thank you, Chibi.
Thank you so much. So excited about all of these events and listening to our top 100 communities talk about what they do and what they're doing with their token allocation as well. So yeah, really looking forward to this. And lastly, we have our media team meetups. Angel, if you would like to talk real quick about our media team meetups and what we do there and when these happen.
Yes, quickly, Will. And I see Ariane in the audience. Hello, Ariane. Shout out to you. Last week, we talked about the merch store, and metamerch.store sent some samples to us. And so we actually did a live review of them, sharing them during media team and getting feedback on them. I am in the process of washing everything because a big part of what came out of that is how do the clothes wash? How does everything wash if you throw it through the washing machine? So I'm kind of in the process of doing that. But if you're interested in media team, if you're interested in the merch store, if you're interested in our new initiatives, like last week we talked about the dev portal and coming up with memes around the dev portal. If you're interested in participating in any kind of community events, like if you're part of a community that uses Collab.Land and you want to be on our Twitter Spaces, you want to do an event with us, you want us have us on your events. If you have a YouTube channel, if you write a blog, like any of these reasons, if you're interested and involved with media and or merch, come join us on Fridays. We do it every single Friday at 12:30 Eastern. In the voice channel. So it's super casual. Everyone gets to hop on and talk whenever you want. And we have a lot of fun with it. So come on down. You have to grab your media team role and then you'll see the media team channel. So hopefully we'll see you on Fridays.
Great. And I love these meetups. I think they're very fun. And we always have an icebreaker question, which I love and gives an opportunity for everyone to share a little bit about themselves. And I just think they're very fun. So yeah, we would love you guys to join. And thanks, Angelique, for for sharing about the media team meetup. Lastly, I'm taking a look real quick. Lastly, we have tickets for WebEx Tokyo. If anyone is planning on attending, or if you know of anyone else in the community that is planning on attending, please reach out to us because we have tickets and Angeli will be going there. So either reach out to her on Twitter. Her Twitter is Dama de Roca. You can check that in her profile, I believe. Or you can reach out to us in the Discord as well. Give us a tag and let us know. And we'll be happy to give you tickets to attend this event. Lastly, if you guys know of, maybe if you're a community member and would like for that community and us to host an event together, or if you would like to join our Twitter Spaces, or for us to join these other communities, Twitter spaces or events or games or anything, please reach out to us and we can make that happen. We would love to make that happen. I think it's super fun to share with other communities and to have these super fun activities. So we would really be interested in doing something like that. So just to put it out there, and with this, we are ready to wrap things up. Again, thank you so much for everyone who stayed, for you guys who are still here. I wanted to share the secret phrase again for the POAP one more time, because I think there's some new faces in the audience. So if you would like to claim the POAP for today's town hall, use the POAP mini app in the server. That would be /POAP claim, and then the secret phrase is robots, in plural, all lowercase, no spaces in between. Robots, ROBOTS, as our little ace robot. Robots in plural. I guess that's the secret phrase to claim the POAP. And oh my god, we are ready to end the call, but we have some last reminders to share with you guys. Angeli, if you would like to take it over to share these reminders.
Oh boy, yes. Let's see, where are we? We have a community admin channel. Please, you can collect it in the Get Roles channel. You can get a community admin channel, gather together, share best practices, talk about role composition, talk about guest pass, talk about the POAP app that you all use to collect your POAP. We have the Kudos app, sending each other verifiable credentials. There's lots of fun stuff you can do with Collab.Land, even without just token gating. So definitely check it out. Subscribe to our Substack. Our roundup for June is coming out this week. We do a monthly roundup. So if you don't make it to all the town halls, you don't make it to all the Twitter spaces, you don't make it to all the other events that we do a really beautiful roundup. By Nerd. Nerd does the roundup on every month. And so check out and subscribe to the roundup. Again, you only get a message once a month, unless it's some sort of breaking news. Then you might get a second message, but usually it's just one. Okay, we do our dev deep dives with our CTOs every other week, and we do our DevRel lives every opposite week at 12:30 Eastern on Wednesdays. So definitely check that out. It's on our calendar as well. Yeah, so I think those are and then of course I gave I talked about the media team as well, so check out the media team. But other than that, and come to WebEx Tokyo. It'll be me there, so I'd love to have anybody who lives in Tokyo. I had 5 tickets. I gave out 2 of them. I have 3 left. So if you're in Tokyo around the July 25th and 26th, let me know. I'd love to have you at the conference. One quick plug for WebEx Asia is the Prime Minister of Japan is going to be keynoting, which I think is really incredible and shows that they're want to show some real support toward crypto. So yeah, if anybody is interested in joining, please do. Thanks, Chibi.
Thank you. And yeah, that's amazing.
Sorry, one more thing. I'm going to say I will be at ETC. I don't have tickets to give out for that. Actually, I don't even have a ticket for ETC, but I'm going to be in Paris during ETCC from the evening of the 16th until the afternoon of the 22nd. So if you're in Paris and you'd like to hang out, if you're going to ETH Paris or you're going to any of the side events, want to reach out and hang out and chat, then please hit me up. Thank you. Sorry, just wanted to add that.
It's perfectly fine. And thank you, Angeli. Yeah, and thanks everyone again for being here. Come join our town halls on Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. You can find the recordings in our recordings post. We shared that earlier in the chat. There's a recording post here in the Discord where you can find all recordings for our town halls and Twitter spaces and DevRel Live and all of our events. You can find in there and also in our YouTube channel. I will share those in the stage chat in case that you would like to go back to an event or listen to any recordings. And that would be all for today's town hall. Thank you guys, Angeli, Nerd, Candy, and James for being here today and for sharing all of this new information about what's going on at Collab.Land. And thanks everyone in the audience. Once again, we're just really, really thankful to have you here. Yeah, with this, we're good to wrap things up.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Chibi.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go.
I was gonna say, everyone, this went over, and we're so sorry it went over a half hour, but it's because we missed town hall last week because of the 4th of July holiday. So we will not, or I will say, we will do our best to not go over 1 hour moving forward. So just deepest gratitude for everybody that stuck around the extra half hour. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming out. It's super great seeing seeing the familiar folks here at the town hall. Hope to see y'all again on Friday for that DAO tasks surfacing visibility call that's happening. I dropped it in the chat somewhere up above. I'm trying to bump that link again right now. So if you're interested in doing stuff with the Collab.Land DAO and finding out what is possible to do, then you're going to want to show up to this event. Right here. Boop. You want to show up to that one. Otherwise, thank you all again so much for coming out. And let's fucking collabo. Let's make some shit happen, y'all.
Let's go. See you all next time. Goodbye for now.
Bye bye, GM everyone. Have a great rest of the week.